Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing Halo Infinite. So, we're doing a League Loot stream today. What is a League Loot stream? It is a stream where we check out some rewards tied to the ranked or pro scene. This one in particular is tied to the pro scene. And just recently this weekend, just a few hours ago, the HCS Arlington major, the first major of year 3, kicked off with its goodness, and all the pros were at it in the bracket fighting for the dub for the new year 3 major 1 victory. And there were all sorts of viewership rewards tied to this major. Actually, quite a lot of viewership rewards, honestly. There was much more than I anticipated. Today, what we're going to be doing is checking out the main viewership rewards. It is an armor coating. And had you watched X number of time on certain days or the last day, you would have earned yourself the Astral Drift for all the armor cores. The reason I say X number of days and all is because you could potentially have earned some of the cores earlier for the day 1, day 2 of the major. But the final day, they basically opened up all the cores for everybody. And as long as you watch the final day for about 3 hours, you would have earned all the rewards, basically, which is usually what they normally do. Like, they kind of, like with all the majors in the past, they would slowly drip the various cores, a few cores of coatings for the viewership. And then even if you hadn't watched them on the first couple of days, provided you watch like on the last day, you could still earn everything, provided you put the time in. And obviously there was one core that was set aside for the co-streamers. So most of all the cores were the main channel, HCS main channel viewership drops. And then there was one core that was set aside for all the co-streamers and stuff like that. As long as you watched any of the co-streamers for, I think, also 3 hours, you would have earned, I think, the Chimera core for the Astral Drift. So that's kind of how you earned all the various core coatings for this particular said coating, the Astral Drift. On top of that, they also were quite generous with the drops. They included... I think it was the Rockstar energy drink promotion in year 1. I think there was a few items tied to that promotion way back then. So there was like a couple of vehicle coatings, weapon coating, some charms and emblems and stuff like that, backdrops and all that, goodness. That was also part of the viewership drops. And like I said, those were also similarly tied, like to the same thing. You watch the main channel or the co-streamer channel, and you would have earned all of those simultaneously. And all of those also were available as the last drop, like day 3 drop for the finals and all that. So if you had just waited for the last day and just watched a few hours, you'd have earned everything. And also main channel and then few hours of the co-streamers, you would have earned everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out what I'm talking about. We're not going to check out the Rockstar stuff. We're only checking out the armor coating in particular, which is what I would consider the main item for the viewership drop for this particular major. And yeah, it's the Astral Drift armor coating for all your cores. Now, obviously, because of the way the armor coating works for the Mark IV and the Mark VII, they're tied to the same thing. So even though they didn't mention the Mark IV core, as long as you had earned the Mark VII coating, you would have got the Mark IV core. So that was just kind of tied to each other, the way the coating works, right? So yeah, this was like one of the last day viewership rewards. So this wasn't available until the last day. Let's actually do the full rotate. So yeah, Mark IV. Now, I can't remember exactly what days each core became available. Like I said, by the final day, everything was available and you could earn all of it, uh, even if you hadn't watched the other 2 days. What was actually really nice about this major is in the past, they would make particularly this core coating, like the Mark IV, Mark VII coating. Those would usually be tied to like the grand finals match. So you'd actually have to stay up late and watch when the like final match goes live. But this major, they just kind of had it available right off the bat for day 3 as the day 3 drop. So some of us, this major goes on pretty late at night. We actually didn't need to stay up all night long to get all the drops. As long as we watched our 3 hours on the final day, even if it was the first 3 hours, we would have earned everything we wanted. And then we could have taken a nap, which I didn't realize at the time. So I was like awake till the grand finals, and I kind of passed out like losers finals, and then woke up for the grand finals, and realized I had earned everything anyway because I'd been watching from the first of the then since the launch of the day, the finals day. But I was pleased. I watched a few of the matches and then went to sleep and then woke up and watched the VOD of the final, like the grand finals, which is what I'd prefer to do it, like watching the grand finals live, as fun as that is, it's usually like 4 in the morning and all, and I'm too old for that kind of stuff nowadays. So yeah, it was definitely nice realizing, oh, I've earned everything. I was awake, so I watched a couple of the rounds, and then went to sleep. And then when I woke up, watched it while I was doing my morning routine, the remaining rounds. Very exciting, very exciting. I will save spoilers till the end, although I suspect most of you should already know what went down, I would hope. Also, I'd like to say, even if now obviously the major is over, so you've sort of missed out on this initial drop for these rewards. But Halo is very generous with the viewership rewards and stuff like that. So they often do repeats and stuff like that. Usually what they'll do with the repeats is they'll spread out the repeats like slowly. So like one core for the small events and stuff like that. So you sort of have to be a little bit more on top of like when the drops are becoming available and watching it and all that. Whereas if you had just watched the major, you could have gotten everything for this particular set right off the bat, right? But yeah, even if you missed out on this one, just keep an eye on the like Twitch drops and all, and it is very likely there will be repeat action for you to earn this stuff again and add to your collection. It's mainly just like the first launch, the launch drops or whatever, right? For each major or whatever. It's a convenience thing. Like as long as you're watching the major, you're kind of like going to get all of the goodies. Whereas the repeat drops, they do it kind of like spread out. So they'll do like Eaglestrike core one day, and then maybe a week later they'll do another core, and so you have to kind of like get all the like the coding slowly, piece by piece, as they add the drops to repeats as repeats. It's an alright looking core. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Chimera core was the co-streamers. So the only way to get this core was you needed to watch like some of the co-streamers for like, X number of hours. I think it was 3 hours or something like that. And then you would have gotten all the rewards. I think it was 3 hours. I'm not sure exactly how long you needed to watch the co-streamers. But the nice thing about the co-streamer drops was like the co-streamers, as long as you watch them at any point in time during the major, like, so even if like it was off hours, like for the main major, like HCS viewership rewards, you had to watch the live event, right? So while that was going on. Whereas with the co-streamers, even after the event kind of ended, like during the off hours, even if you're watching the co-streamers that had the drops enabled, you would make progress to the co-streamer drops. So like co-streamer drops were kind of like active throughout the whole weekend at least, right? At any point in time. Whereas the major, like the main drops from the main channel was kind of tied to the live HCS major event, right? Which went on for like half the day anyway, for the like last 3 days. Like it was the last 3 days it was going on for a while. But like I said, it was nice. Because like the co-streamers, what I would do is like I'd watch the like live event while it was going on, or I'd have it in the background for the first couple of days so I could earn the drops, right? And then the co-streamers, when I'd wake up in the morning, like it'll be off hours for the major, like it'd be late night for them, right? But the co-streamers would still be streaming and all. So I'd watch the co-streamers and earn the co-streamer drops like during my daytime. And then when the majors would go live, which is my nighttime, I'd keep that on. For the first couple of days, I just kept my tablet on in the background to earn the drops. For the finals day, like obviously I was interested in watching the finals and stuff like that, and the semifinals and winners finals, losers finals, and all that stuff. So I ended up watching those proper. Well, at least most of it. Like I said, I passed out for the losers finals because it gets late for me. Yeah, it looks nice on the Hazmat. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and play a few games with the core and just enjoy it a little bit, and then we'll call it a day. Honestly, I should actually wait till tomorrow. Big update for Halo tomorrow with the network model going live and all that stuff. But I sort of want to play one last time on this old network model. Let's see. If it's any, it'll give you a good idea of the difference between this and the new one tomorrow when I jump on. Oh, it'll not be tomorrow for me. It'll be day after tomorrow for me. Tomorrow night. So yeah, I'll jump on Wednesday. Like I said, I'll try to avoid spoilers unless someone comes into chat and wants to chat about the major. Then I'll talk about it, but we'll talk about it at the end. Briefly. For the games, we'll just play the game and enjoy the core coating.
Capture the flag.
Gravity hammer inbound. Repulsor acquired. Active camo inbound. Gravity hammer available.
Target spotted. Taking cover.
Flag returned. Enemy flag returned.
Ow! Our team took the enemy flag.
Take cover.
Power items on the way. Power items on the field.
Flag captured.
Tango's closing in.
Woo! Spanker! Closing in. Nice. Our team took the enemy flag. Left him in tatters. Gravity hammer inbound.
Flag captured.
Where's this rocket going, man? Are you kidding?
Plasma grenades obtained.
Target spotted. Closing in.
Power items incoming. They have our flag. Not good. Power items up for grabs. The enemy carrier has revealed themselves. We have eyes on the enemy flag carrier. Get it home,
M41 Spanker is a go.
Flag returned.
They've taken our flag.
Enemy flag returned.
We have eyes on the enemy flag carrier.
Enemy captured your flag.
spotted.
Bank shot.
They have our flag. Not good. The enemy carrier has revealed themselves. Flag's yours. Go, go, go. Power items incoming. We have eyes on the enemy flag carrier. Power items up for grabs.
Enemy there. Orc down.
Thrusters obtained.
Target spotted.
They're close.
In my sights.
Crab hammer inbound. But a goodie.
Flag returned.
Gravity hammer available. Beautiful shot.
5 minutes remaining. Flag captured. Victory.
But I really don't like how like sometimes this background doesn't load in. Like I don't know what causes it. Whatever.
Oddball. Round 1. Ball incoming.
That's gold as good as ours. Mama likes.
We have the ball.
Let's get this skewering. Carrier down.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Hostile carrier down.
Enemy has the ball. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Gunner, good morning.
We have the ball. Ball dropped. Way to victory. Enemy has the ball.
Allied forces down.
We have the ball. Ball dropped. Incoming. Enemy has the ball.
Skewer inbound. Skewer available.
Taking cover. Enemy field's down.
Lost the lead. Enemy team nearing victory. Ball dropped. We have the ball. Ball dropped.
We've lost possession. Power items up for grabs. Now,
We have the ball. Ball dropped. We have the ball. Ball dropped. Nice pass the ball. Round lost. Ball incoming.
we're not losing today. Overshield inbound.
Enemy has the ball.
Enemy overshield is active.
Ball incoming. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
An ally has slain the carrier.
We have the ball. Ball dropped.
Oh man, and now they're fucking giving you a teabag.
We have the ball.
Congratulations to that nonsense.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Power items incoming.
Tango's closing in.
Enemy halfway to victory. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
They'll be feeling it.
Killing spree. Double kill. Enemy has the ball. Defeat.
I know that guy was just trying to be friendly, but I was sick of it, man. I was sick of his fucking little corner romp for dumps around that little pillow.
Strongholds.
zones and we score, Spartan. Overshield acquired. Shields boosted. S7 Sniper inbound. We've captured Bravo.
Your team scoring.
S7 Sniper available. Energy Sword inbound. Energy Sword available. We've captured Bravo.
Enemy team scoring.
Overshield inbound.
We've lost a teammate. Lost another to a sword fighter.
Stronghold Bravo lost. Overshield available.
That's unfortunate, man. I had it just broke. If teammate came to help, man, we would have had him.
Their shield. Angles closing in.
Lost the lead.
We're too spread out, dude.
tomorrow.
Your team scoring.
Shields are down.
Gained the lead.
Energy Sword available. The enemy has captured Bravo. Overshield inbound. Stronghold Alpha lost. This zone belongs to us.
Halfway to victory.
Overcharging shields. S7 Sniper inbound. Stronghold Alpha is ours. S7 Sniper available. Eagle-led hostile. Left them in tatters. The enemy has captured Bravo. This zone belongs to us. Stronghold Alpha lost.
Your team scoring.
Tango closing in.
Enemy team score.
The enemy has captured Charlie. This zone belongs to us.
Enemy there.
Stronghold Charlie is ours. The enemy has captured Charlie. Overshield inbound. Overshield available. The enemy has captured Alpha. The enemy has captured Bravo.
Lost the lead.
Energy sword inbound. Energy sword available.
Tango's closing in.
Shield. What shield? The enemy has captured Alpha. Now let that be a lesson. Stronghold Bravo is S7 Sniper inbound. We've captured Alpha. S7 Sniper available. The enemy has captured Charlie. The enemy has captured Bravo.
Enemy team scoring.
Overshield inbound. Overshield available. We've captured Alpha.
Your team scoring. Gained the lead.
The enemy has captured Charlie.
Sniper.
Captured Charlie. The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scoring.
The enemy has captured Charlie.
Lost the lead.
Reliable weapon. This zone belongs to us. Energy sword inbound.
Enemy team nearing victory.
Energy sword available. Charlie is ours.
Your team scoring.
The enemy has captured Alpha. Overshield inbound. We've captured Bravo.
Target spotted.
Overshield available.
closing in.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Gain the lead.
S7 Sniper inbound. S7 Sniper available.
Enemy team scoring. Lost the
Oh
lead.
no.
Your team scoring. Gain the lead.
Gosh, that's an intimidating weapon. The enemy has captured Alpha. Captured Charlie.
Victory.
Let's go. Who is? Oh, soccer. Soccer kickoff, huh? Oh. My dad will be into that. My dad and brother, big soccer fans. Football. For me, next weekend is the COD major. So I'll be up all night watching that nonsense.
Flag return.
What's the score?
An ally took their flag.
Enemy flag returned.
My dad was watching the women's cricket this time around.
Captured your flag.
I really didn't like the fact that this was a game in progress, man. Just-
Double kill.
an intimidating weapon.
What's up, Slayo?
That spanker is chewing us up.
No. God, the Sweeney, man. Fucking wiener with the, what's it called? Gravity hammer, dude. Got away with murder on that one. I'm good too, man, Slayo. Astral Drift armor coating checked out. It was the Major 1 Arlington Major viewership rewards, Twitch viewership rewards for the major event. And had you watched it over the course of the last few days, you'd have earned yourself all these coatings. Well, this coating for all your cores, which is this is a decent coating. It's all right. It's all right. I don't mind it at all. Looks all right. Yeah, it was. We'll get into spoilers. Let's just take a last peek at them, I guess, with the various cores. Thumbnail's sake, honestly. It's got a very clean look to it. Like, I would have maybe preferred a little bit of some textured element to the design. It looks like the black section has some texture, maybe? Oh, does it? I don't know. No, it's really hard to see if there is or isn't any texture on the top panel. I don't think there is. Yeah, looks all right. So, as you can see, I've been trying to avoid the spoiler, but every time I change the core, it would be like right there in your face. Congratulations, Space Station Gaming. They're the ones that took the victory for the HCS at this major. Hey, it was a Optic hosted major. So Arlington, I think, it was a hometown for Optic, and I didn't watch, like I said, I didn't watch the like preliminary rounds and like the early bracket stuff and all that. I just watched the finals day for the most part, and particularly like both winners finals and then the grand finals. I passed out during the losers finals, and I kind of like was. I had it playing in the background, the losers semifinals, which was FaZe versus what was it? Like Rebel or Rebellion or something like that. I forget what their name is exactly, but it's something like Rebel or Rebellion or something. Rebel, I think, or something like that. I was just watching that, like, I had it like in my thing, and I was watching like simultaneously watching my TV and my like iPad when I was watching the thing, as I wasn't really fully paying attention. But the two big games, in all honesty, I actually probably caught the best of the best out of the major. The two games you wanted to watch was the Space Station versus Optic winners and grand finals. And both were bangers. They were both insane, dude. Like, I couldn't have asked for better games to like actually be paying attention to. Both were like insane gruelers, like where they were just slamming each other back and forth, back and forth. Where one team would get a nice lead, then the other side would catch up and it'd get like really close, and then like, you know, it was just nuts. Like, I mean, to the point it was so nutty. Okay, this is how nutty it was. It was a Slayer match. Okay. And it went down to the wire. Okay, this was in the winners finals, okay, not the grand finals. And it was 49-49. And they slammed each other, like meleeed each other. And it was a simultaneous kill for a 50-50. Like, they had to do a reset on the game because it was that nutty of like, it was that like, that I've never seen that. That's got to be like an anomaly, to have like a Slayer match go to like the wire and then have a simultaneous kill. So they reset the match and had to play that round again fully, which was nuts. And then, like I said, I sort of passed out on like the Optic FaZe match. Like, Optic FaZe had gone against each other earlier in the bracket, and Optic kind of like handled them very, like 3-0'd them. So it wasn't that I wasn't interested in watching FaZe, it was just I was super tired more than anything else. And then I woke up just in time for the start of the grand final. I was sort of like half awake. I was listening to it in the background and like drifting off, you know. So when the grand finals kicked off, like I kind of perked up to watch what was going on. And as far as the score goes, I don't remember exact score, but it looked like Optic kind of beat FaZe again, like in the losers finals. So basically in the winners finals, it was like a grueler. And finally, like Space Station like won the winners finals, sending Optic to the losers. And then FaZe was already in the losers. They had beaten like that Rebellion or whatever that team was. I forget what the name is. And they were up against FaZe again. And Optic beat FaZe. So now they're back in the grand finals, right? So yeah, again, like the grand finals, like after watching the winners finals, like you couldn't have hoped for two different teams. Like after watching the winners finals, all I wanted to do is like, dude, I want to watch them fight it out again. I want to see Space Station Optic in the grand finals, because nothing else is going to matter, because it was that good and that close of a battle, like two behemoths really going at each other. And that's exactly what you got from the grand finals. It was just absolute bonkers, match after match after match. Like I think the capture the flag ended up going for almost like 25 minutes. It was bonkers. Like Space Station had the lead, then Optic pulled off a crazy like capture of the flag to tie it up. Went into overtime. Overtime was a stalemate. So then they went into like a second overtime or something like that. And then finally, like, I think Optic pulled the win on that one. And yeah, like literally a 25-minute match because of like the overtimes and stuff like that, just because of the stalemates and stuff of them just. And this wasn't even like them playing safe and stuff. It was like an actual gladiator match of them just going at each other. Like the kill counts were insane. Like I think multiple players in like the 40 kill marks in a lot of the games, right? It's like that, right? Like 40 kill games for individual player stats, right? It's that behemoth of a match, right? Absolute brutal like slog between the two teams. And Optic sort of took the lead, and it was looking like maybe Optic was gonna like reset the bracket. So what happens with those of you like not familiar with the Halo kind of system? What happens with the grand finals and the majors is the winning team, if they win the grand finals, they just need to win it once. But if the losers team comes into the like grand finals, they have to beat the winning team, and that sets a reset, and then they have to beat them a second time to win it. So basically, like everyone gets a chance, a loser's chance, right? So if the winning team in the winner's bracket lose to the losing team, they basically kind of get sent to the loser's bracket of the grand finals, right? And that's the reset, right? But it's basically just a reset between the two teams. So everyone gets that like second chance in Halo with the major. But that makes for like a brutal, like sometimes like really lengthy grand finals, because what'll happen is it's like the best of 7, and say the losing team manages to like win against the winner's bracket team, that sets another reset, and then it's like another best of 7. So it can get quite brutal that way, like as far as like endurance goes for it. Especially for the losing team, like the winner's side, you know, they kind of like win, and then they send the losers team to the losers bracket, and depending on which loser wins, right, whether it's the semifinal, like they could be playing match after match after match, and then go into the grand finals, and then have to like win the like grand finals, and then do a reset, and then win again, right? So it becomes quite the like endurance like take. So it was looking like Optic was potentially in it to get that reset, right? Because they came from the losers bracket, and they had like a nice little solid lead. But Space Station clutched it up and ended up winning the next few matches, and got the like 4, would it have been like 4-3, I guess, or whatever. It ended up being like a 4-3 win against Optic. Like I think it was Optic at one point was a 3-1 lead, had the 3-1 lead, I think, and then like Space Station won, like, and then won, and then won again, right? I think that's how it went down, I think, as far as score goes. So, and mind you, all these matches, like all the rounds were like insanely close, like insanely close. The one thing I can say is like maybe some of the Slayer matches, more times than not, Space Station seemed to get the early lead on like Optic. So they'd have like a solid like 10-point lead against Optic and all, and it'd be like, oh man, it's chalked, right? But Optic ain't giving up, right? So they would actually catch up, and more times than not, like a lot of the like matches were like down to the wire, like, you know, 47 or 48, 49 to 50, right? It was like literally like neck and neck by the end of the match. And the same applied to a lot of the other matches. I think by the end of it, though, the 7th match, I think Space Station had finally like broken Optic, and you know they took the win. So yeah, as far as storylines go, like the reason this was like kind of also an interesting match was Space Station. For those of you who don't know sort of the history, in year 1, this Space Station team was actually Cloud9. And then I think Cloud9 dropped the entire team because I think of financial issues more than anything else. They were an insane team in year 1. They were like one of the top teams back then also, right? And then Space Station picked them up, right? So year 2, Space Station picked up the oldest Cloud9 team, and they were playing as Space Station. And then now year 3, what happened was in year 1, Optic beat them. Like by the end of the first year, Optic had sort of like taken the lead as a top tier team, even though at first Space Station was the top tier team, right? And then Optic sort of like took over and won the final like big like win, the grand finals of grand finals, right? The world championship, year one. Then year two, they kind of maintained the same team, right? But went into the space station, a brand name or whatever. And they were still a top tier team. But what had happened in year two was FaZe had sort of made their team. I think I think one of the players from FaZe basically left the space station team and went to FaZe, okay? And year two, FaZe became a very solid team, okay? And it was, a lot thanks to the player that had left this original team, the original Cloud9 team, right? But still, year two, space station, FaZe, Optic, those were the three big dogs as far as the teams to, the top tier teams, the top three. They were the top three for sure, right? But again, space station came short with the world championship a little bit, and as did Optic, and FaZe sort of won it, right? Year two. So this year, the space station team decided to make an adjustment to their team. So they ended up dropping Penguin, a player called Penguin, and replaced him with this guy called Legend, right? The guy holding the trophies, Legend. He was the top player for the European Halo scene. He was the number one player for the Halo thing in Europe. So they replaced Penguin with Legend, and Penguin went to Optic and basically replaced a player in Optic, I believe APG, and he sort of renamed himself as Dead Zone. He goes by different names, right? So Penguin, Dead Zone, same person. But from this team, he went to Optic. And in all honesty, when I heard that happened, when I heard Penguin was going to Optic, I thought Optic, that team was going to be bonkers. I was convinced they were going to be unstoppable. That sounded like such a good pick for Optic. It did seem a little strange that they were dropping him, right? But yeah, after watching the matches, Legend is absolutely, namesake is what he is, man. He is quite brilliant a player. And that was definitely, it was a good move. Not saying that Penguin was dropping Penguin was something, because I do think Penguin and Optic is also an interesting combination, right? But I do think Legend and Space Station definitely did allow them to seal the deal with this first major. I think the team looked very strong. That being said, the Optic is looking like a beast team also. So I think no doubt in my mind, the two games that I watched properly, right? Space Station versus Optic winners and grand finals were probably the best matches in the tournament. I mean, like I said, I didn't watch all of them, so I'm sure there were a lot of close call fights and all. But watching these two teams go at each other was quite the sight. It was actually very, very entertaining, and I would definitely recommend you guys watch the VOD for it, because it was brilliant. I mean, personally, as far as rosters go and all that, I think I don't want to be oh, Optic needs to change this, they need to lose this and all that. They look like an insane team. Optic did look like an insane team, the way they are at the moment. Whether there might be changes or something, or considerations or something, I don't know. But yeah, both Optic and Space Station team-wise in this major looked like beasts, absolute beasts when they were playing each other. Obviously, big congratulations to the Space Station team, Legend, Eco, Bound, Stellar, And then, man, the coach's name is Lemite is the coach. So yeah, they're the winners for Major 1. Absolute brilliant battle between Optic and thing, and formal and dude, Optic looked good, man. They looked really good. It's a little unfortunate is I didn't know what to expect from the Space Station Gaming roster at first, because I don't keep like super close track of like the players and all, so I didn't know what to expect from Legend until I watched, right? But I was definitely expecting a lot from Optic, and they delivered. It's a little sad that they couldn't seal the deal in their hometown major, but they played like champs for sure, regardless. So yeah, congratulations to them also for like a worthy effort that they put up, and like looking forward to Major 2 and seeing them go at it each other again. I'll say one thing that I don't think this happened during this major, but I'd be actually interested to see it go down. And this was something similar to year 2. I think FaZe versus Optic, not always, but Optic tends to have like FaZe like sometimes, right? So like it wasn't a big surprise that Optic had beaten FaZe. It was a bit of a surprise how badly they beat them, I think, but it wasn't like a big surprise that they beat FaZe both times around, right? But I do think FaZe versus Space Station could be an interesting battle also, because I do feel like sometimes FaZe has Space Station's number, especially last year. It seemed that way on occasions again, right? So I think, yeah, Space Station won it this time, but I think they did sort of, again, I'll have to look at the bracket a little closer, but I don't think they played against FaZe at all. And I think that head-to-head will also bring for an interesting, viewing experience, not to mention questionable results on who will and who won't win, right? So even though I think FaZe got knocked out a little harder than they should have, I mean, they were third. They got third place, right? So it was sort of expected, right? The 3 big dogs are still the 3 big dogs. FaZe, Space Station, and Optic. Or these set of players, right? More than anything else, right? So that wasn't a big surprise. But yeah, definitely also keen on seeing maybe like Space Station go head-to-head with FaZe and see how that plays out. And then, like I said, this particular head-to-head Space Station against Optic was definitely a grueler, and it could have gone either way, honestly. Let's be real. So it wouldn't be a bad scene to watch them go at it each other again. I don't think necessarily anyone's got anyone's number just yet, right? So I think it'll be interesting to see some of these other kind of matches maybe form against each other in the coming majors. I sort of want to go see the FaZe Optic matches because I am a little surprised just by the score. Like I said, I didn't really watch them, but based on the score, it's like, dude, did really Optic... that seemed maybe like Optic had FaZe's number a little too much. Which is, if that is the case, it does bring into question like FaZe's like potential. But like I said, I do want to see FaZe versus Space Station before I make any like judgment calls against FaZe and how they are playing. Sorry, my throat. Like against the big dogs, right? As far as like the lower teams and all, I wasn't really keeping a very close eye on anyone in particular. But I had heard the Rebellion team that got to the losers finals or losers semifinals or whatever against FaZe. I heard they were playing very well and were expected to be like sort of a dark horse and potential like, potential like team that could make a run, right? So. But yeah, that was the major one, Arlington Major. Space Station, again, big congratulations to them. Absolute brilliant winners in grand finals battle against Optic. Well worth price of admission or, staying up late to watch. And yeah, that's what was what. Like, I think the main summary is like, I think each year that I've been watching, like you kind of learn something, right? Learn a little bit something, learn a little bit something from the pros playing. Whereas this year, it was just sort of like that kind of proper spectacle, gladiatorial spectacle that you expect from pros, right? And you can just kind of kick back and actually enjoy just an absolute slog fest between the two. And yeah, like I said, that's what you got from the Optic Space Station matches. So yeah, that's the major one, year 3, Arlington, Texas major. Just as a quick view thing, like I don't want to go through everything, but like on top of the coding, they also gave the Rockstar stuff, right? So they gave this coding, the Nocturnal Sky, which was kind of cool. I don't think I'll do a separate stream for this because I think this was kind of like an old reward for, like I said, for the Rockstar promotion. But they also gave the vehicle coding for it, which is cool. So that's why I'll just show it now as opposed to like try to do a whole separate stream for it, right? Then you got this coding also. Yeah, I'm actually feeling quite a bit better from the last few days, but still like the cough and like throat is a little, it's getting there, it's getting better. This was one of the charms they gave, the double kill charm, which is cool. And then there was a triple kill one also. Kind of cool. Then there was, if I had to sort of remember which one it is, because I don't really remember which, but there was like basically a nameplate emblem set. I don't know which one it is. There's so many like of these now. Finding them is a pain. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, this one. There you go. Which is cool too. Hammer time. Again, I presume this was part of the Rockstar promotion. But yeah, they gave, and the fact that they've given it as major drops, like this major, like they had the drops, right? Means like, again, they're very generous with the drops in this game. So very likely even these Rockstar drops and stuff like that they added to the major, you'll probably see them in what's it called? Like, repeat drops for smaller events and stuff like that. So you'll more than likely be able to get an opportunity to unlock these other drops also, along with some of these coatings and stuff, like the armor coatings and all, whenever that goes. Like a lot of the community members, when they organize events and stuff, Halo tends to like, give them drops for those events and stuff. And usually the community members sometimes have opportunities to request, like, can we have these drops and all. So you often see all of the drops from year 1 to year 3. You'll see them eventually be available as a repeat option. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to do and say for this major. There's one thing though. Actually, one thing I will say that I want to say. So, those of you know, I've bumped up my stream settings, right? So I'm streaming now at 1440 60. I'm very proud, very proud. I've managed to pull that off. But I've been keeping a close eye on all these other like streams to see who else is doing it and how it's going on and all that. Call of Duty, they have an exclusive deal with YouTube right now. So they are exclusively streaming the CDL on YouTube, right? They are streaming their CDL matches at 4K, right? It's 4K streams. But Halo, they're not, I don't think they have any exclusive deal. So they're simultaneous streaming on Twitch and YouTube. All the drops on Twitch. So obviously, for the most part, I was watching on Twitch so I could earn my drops and all. Like, come on, I want my drops, man. I'm like that. But I did take a peek at the YouTube stream because I wanted to know if the quality was better. And it wasn't. They're streaming on YouTube at 1080 because Twitch has that limit, right? So if you're streaming on Twitch, you're probably streaming at 1080p, 60. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the technicalities of simultaneous streaming because I haven't done that. I haven't tested that. I haven't looked into it. But I think as a major sporting event, esporting event, if you are simultaneous streaming, I don't mind the fact that the drops are tied to Twitch. But I think if you are streaming on YouTube, you should take advantage of the YouTube options and maybe have 4K streaming for the event on YouTube. And then, so maybe it's something like, oh, if you want to watch the HCL in all its glory, you watch it on YouTube so you get that 4K experience. But if you want your drops and stuff like that, you watch it on Twitch so you can earn yourself the drops. I do actually prefer Twitch drops because you can track it in the drop menu and stuff like that. So it's a lot easier to know whether you've earned something or not. And it kind of like stores your drops. So like even if you haven't earned it or if it doesn't get credit to your account, you have like proof that you earned it, right? Whereas YouTube, you can't tell whether you're earning your drops or not and all. So I actually don't really like the drop system in YouTube. But I mean, it is what it is. And with the CDL, you have to just kind of deal with it and think. But yeah, if it's possible, because I think personally, if once I've earned my drops on the Halo thing, I'd probably would have preferred switching to YouTube to watch it in 4K. Like the like grand finals and stuff like that. And I don't know if the VODs are going to be in 4K or not. I don't think so. I presume if they streamed at 1080, it's probably going to be locked to 1080, even the VODs. But yeah, I think if the technical team can figure it out, if it's possible, it'd be pretty cool to do that, right? Have your Twitch stream and then simultaneous stream on YouTube. And the Twitch meeting the 1080p requirement or limitations that Twitch has, but going full blown for the YouTube stream and going 4K with it, and maybe having that as the option. That way, when the VODs are like, again, I haven't checked the VODs. Like I watched the VOD of the full stream, but they do like cut VODs and stuff. Like it is something to like consider the way CDL's done it. Even though I'm not saying go exclusive, I actually prefer the simultaneous streaming. But the way CDL does it, right, is they'll do the full stream and then they'll cut each like match. So like Optic versus FaZe, they'll cut that section out and have a separate upload VOD for that match, right? They'll have the full stream VOD. They'll have separate stream VODs also for each kind of like head-to-head. So it would have been Space Station Optic winners, then FaZe Optic losers, then Grand Finals, and these would be all separate things already on YouTube at full 4K, right? So maybe something to consider for the future thing. I definitely would have preferred get my drops from Twitch, switch over to YouTube and watch in 4K for the remaining of the event, right? Just to get that full high-res experience. Again, I'm not totally certain. I think that's I checked very briefly, and it looked like it wasn't. It was at 1080p 60. If I'm wrong, then, my apologies. Maybe it was going at 4K, but I don't think it was, because I did check properly, and it looked like the YouTube stream for the Halo event was also at 1080, which was a little bit come on, man. Take advantage of the YouTube 4K streaming action. It would have been nice. I think as a large sporting event, and kind of like legitimizing yourself as a sporting event deserving, which it is, the Halo esport and the COD esport and stuff like that. 4K is kind of standardized in sporting events. That's sort of something like to be expected, right? So I think where it is possible, you should be pushing for the 4K experience, even if, figure it out as a tech team. Figure it out how to simultaneously stream Twitch and then 4K on YouTube, and see how that's possible. I'm sure there's maybe you need two separate, I don't know, whatever. Figure it out as a technical team. I don't want to be the one like explaining how to do it, because I don't know, but it'd be nice if that's possible. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already. And yeah, great games. I definitely would recommend watching the VODs, winners and grand finals. And I'll probably go back and watch the losers finals. I am interested to see what phase is up to, just to get an idea and gauge what their potential is for the next major. Take care. Bye. It's an alright coating. I'm definitely looking forward to the coming up majors, viewership drops, and some killer pro action.